I'm live, kind of, I guess, right? Hopefully this is all turned on, turned up and everything. So it's gonna make a live video tonight, like an actual live on my MacBook, computer set up, and everything. And I'm like, what's the word I'm looking for? I waited a little late. By the way, I thank everybody that watched the video that I did yesterday. It took a bit of time, and I really enjoyed it. So you'll see more videos with like more skits and stuff like that happening at the beginning of the video. I did that, of course, kind of previously when I did the whole acknowledge me thing. So I planned something tonight, which is why I'm wearing like a hoodie. Um, but I had planned tonight was going to be me and Malcolm talking about the television stuff, the announcements. But I think I waited a bit late, and Malcolm has gone to sleep, which is understandable because it's after 12:30 here. So I can't complain. He waited and waited for me, and it was too long, but had to take care of some kitty catness. Put the photobomb again. So I'm gonna move this here a bit because guess who has decided to drop in to our little club? Yes, it is Pixie. I'll show you. Hiding right there. There we go. By the way, if you're here, let me know. Chat, say something. I'm gonna get clouded to death here. Um, cause, cause that's what she does. She clouds her cat dad. But I wanted to talk about, yeah, because they put out some really good stuff. For me, um, this is the best television announcement since television started, since their big announcement. Uh, and that is something that I got to give super cred for. Um, because I'm bluntly honest when it comes to my thoughts on announcements right now. And this one did it for me. Like, I think in pretty much almost every way, this one really did it for me. And my better half, too, because there was two releases out of the four that I would watch with him and that she would enjoy the hell out of. Hey there, Ray. Welcome, man. I want to get you on soon, by the way, when you're not busy. So we got to arrange a day. I want to do a chat about your movie. Well, one coming up and the one that's on Vinegar Syndrome partner label right now. So for those that are watching and don't know, let me bring it up on my iPad here and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Because sometimes we're lucky enough to get the creative members of the establishment in here. And Roy definitely is that. He knows a lot of people that I want to know. I'll tell you that much right now. You're around. Dude, we're totally doing it. We are so totally doing it. But because I wanted to, and then I was going to ask you, and then I'm like, I know WrestleMania weekend happened, and I just don't want to bug him. That's usually how it goes. So always feel free to reach out to me. So if you don't have it, I want to get the big one up here. Out in the Ring. So I'm pre-order right now from Vinegar Syndrome, uh, which I'm super stoked about. Only 689 of these are left. So from Miami weekend right to Cleveland Film Festival. Dude, you're a beast, man. So you want to pick this up now while it's still available and while it still has this really badass slipcover. So there's only 1,000 units in this one here. I need to talk to a lot of wrestlers too. We got Sonny Kiss, Danny Jordan, Reza's here. Scott McEwen, Caitlin Diamond, Billy Dixon, um, commentary track with Roy. So that, hey, Lorana, welcome, man. That is super. That is super cool. So we are going to get Roy on the channel. I mean, him. We're going to have a chat about that movie, about his upcoming movie, the one he's doing right now. Hey, Christine, welcome, man. So the Satanic today, nice. I mean, like, Satanic is the one that I don't know if I know. It's like, do I know it? Like, do I know it? But Roy, we're gonna get you on real soon, because if you're not busy, because I know from Mania to Film Festival, we'll get you on real soon. Um, because I think it's gonna be a blast to have you on. Boutique to preserve and collect is complete. Nice. Can I? Wonder if I can actually. I'm trying to put the message. I don't know how to do it on like Facebook. You see like cats kind of like photobombing everywhere. So the cat right there, that's Ollie. That's our biggest. He was the smallest cat and he was the biggest one. We call him the gentle giant. The new one is editing. Isn't editing fun? Like, isn't editing fun? Actually, it is sometimes. Like, I can spend like 14 hours like editing videos on here. I still mess stuff up, by the way. Satanic is the one that I want. I just got to see if I know it, like if I really know it well. I really want the 4K UHD of Nail Gun Massacre. For those that don't know, I haven't been around my channel for like a long period of time. Here's one thing to know, is that early on, about around the halfway point, because my channel's been on to go for like 12, 13 years. I used to do that. I used to editor sheets and stuff like that. Back in the old school days, when the editing room was like, it was a room. But then it was just me. So I'd write it and I'd edit it and I'd like structure things out. I'm super like geek when it comes to that stuff. But I looked the 4K UHD of Nail Gun Massacre. You have been busy. Welcome back. Looks amazing. The trailer that shows the transformation, the transfer looks incredible. For those that don't know, I used to have about like, I guess around 6 or 7 years since in my channel. I had like a video podcast, and it was called the Buck 98 Special, and there's a reason for that. So if you knew me and you knew like the type of stuff that I like a lot, oh yeah, hit the share, the like, share, all that type of stuff. Whatever. So if you knew me, you knew that that's because I'm massive like Nail Gun Massacre fan. I really wish when they were making Nail Gun Massacre, like Ryan would have reached out to me, because I would have been so down for like to be part of a fan commentary or something like that. Because here's the thing, that was my podcast. I really like it. I mean, like, it's, it's not everybody's jam, but for me and my better half, we got 2 movies that we will. See that? Clumsy, but yet stealthy at the same time. There you go. We got 2 movies that we will look at and we will say, okay, can we be friends with these people? And one of the movies is really a testament, like a real trial. And it's 1989's movie Things. And it's a Canadian movie, exploitation. It's horrible, but it's hilarious. It's like insane. And we show that to everybody we know. The other one is Nail Gun Massacre, because one, there's more to the ending than you think. Just watch it again. The killer got away. 2, it's just one of those movies that I feel you can't replicate it. Like you could try, but it would come off as forced. Have you ever seen one of those sci-fi movies that like on the Sci-Fi Channel, SFY, the SYFY, that are trying to be like bad movies, and or they're trying to be like good like cult movies. They're trying to be a cult film. My dad hated things. He hated things. Now, that being said, I didn't watch all of it with him, and Hin wasn't there. If Hin was there, now when I watched it, I watched it at my dad's, watched a few minutes of it, my dad like hated it. If Hin would have been there, we would watch, there would have been no choice claiming. The whole thing would have been watched. My dad would watch the whole thing, the whole things, and would have enjoyed the hell of it because when you're with the right people, that's the thing. When you are with the right people, you will find that you'll enjoy things more. And I think that's the thing. If you're sitting down and you're watching Nail Gun Massacre, maybe on your own, and that's not really your jam, right? Or you've never, or you're not into, it's like maybe you don't know who Neil Breen is either, and you just can't get into it. Nail Gun Massacre is not a bad movie like Neil Breen. No, Neil Breen's movies are entertaining too, but Nail Gun Massacre has this like charm, this kind of quiet little charm to it, with these absolutely insane things that happen that have you like scratching your head, like dead bodies being kind of like, oh, looks like that person was killed by this dumpster here. Okay, let's go on. or, um, or the doctor that just wears jeans and stuff like that. Or you have this like nail gun, like this killer that's trying to almost like a nail gun Freddy Krueger, right? Trying to do the quips, like the Nightmare on Elm Street quips. Got the Code Red release. I have the 88 film slasher classics release. I'll show you in a second. I should go over and get it for you. Cruise, that's awesome. Do you have disc rot? I don't actually. And I've checked recently. I watched the Warner Brothers one recently. Here's the thing. People, Alan, sometimes people do have issues. And maybe the stuff like that. But here's the thing. Also, sometimes people, one, they don't store their films correctly. Or two, they want to have something to rant and rave about because it'll bring in more viewers. And as you can see, I really didn't have anything to rant and rave about, so I don't know if I can bring in more viewers. But like they tend to be like it's the gotcha videos and stuff like that. Some are legit, and some are just like the other thing. Now, in a second, if my kitty cat gets up, I'll show you guys the Nail Gun Massacre that I got because I got the Slasher Classics collection, and a lot of the early Slasher Classics ones. And if anybody's from the UK, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, are like long out of print. So you're not gonna find like Nail Gun Massacre, or Blood Harvest, or anything like that. Satanic looks like a female. That's what I thought actually, man. But why 4K for this film? I did like the color correction on this one, from what I saw. Like, cause Sean, I saw and I saw what you saw, which is the trailer. And when color correction is done right, it's important. And I know that the Nail Gun Massacre that I got wasn't the best quality. You know what else needs a really good, remaster? Drive-In Massacre, another one. Nate Breed's soundtrack on CD. Those bastards! Shame on them! No, I love Nate Breed. Hold on, I'll show you what I mean. So it's number 7 in the Slasher Classics collection. Right here. Had a few features. I'm not sure what the features are in the TerraVision one. Me and Malcolm will probably be doing a live on this tomorrow, so we'll get into it more there. But I do want to we'll just do Nail Gun Massacre because I'm kind of like interested in the features. And I know Ryan from The Disconnected. Is that he's certainly worked on the features. My only gripe is that he knows I like this movie and he didn't reach out to me. So Ryan, shame on you, man. You knew this one was a me film. You've and how do I know you know? Because you're a cult of cinema guy. You literally got the T-shirt. Why did you not reach out to me? So I say, here's the thing. People used to say that about the Halloween restoration, 4K Halloween, both the original edition that came out, remember, and then the kind of similar to what they said about when Scream Factory like kind of did their version, their restoration on Halloween, and they say that a lot when it comes to 4K stuff. But the thing is that there's a difference in that, and this is like a me personal thing, just to let you guys know. Um, One of the things that I do like about the 4K is that because I don't get everything in 4K, not even close. I buy DVDs, I buy VHS. Hey Jesse, welcome, man. It has been a long time. Uh, but one thing that used to bug me is like the artificial like brightening of films, and you'd see that in some films. Um, I wish I had an example, but anybody who knows, kind of throw it out there. But you know what I mean? It's like it felt like if ever could see a 4K title, it's really waxy. It looks like you're like, oh look, it's Man Tussauds Wax Museum, Terminator 2, right? But on Blu-ray, the thing was that just sometimes the colors just seemed off, right? Or they just seemed to be like you're like, oh man, this is so bright, it's so vibrant, it's so great, but it wasn't. Yeah, because it wasn't what it looked like in the theater. And actually, in actuality, if you go to the movie theater, usually it's a bit darker. Often, like times the colors aren't as bright or vibrant. They can often be more muted. Um, Want to see the alternate artwork for this edition? Why not? I also have fun with it. Cheaper than a chainsaw, which is literally true. So there's somebody online. I saw this. I think Brad Henderson tweeted this out. Who said, "Why are they? Why?" And I'm sure the guy had his great poupon while he was doing this. Um, that's an '80s joke. I'm sorry for people that are too young to know that one. Why is it that we can't get any Wes Anderson films or any of that ilk out on 4K, but we can get the movies like 80s schlock films like Nail Gun Massacre? What is wrong with this world? I don't know that he talks like that, but I kind of think he talks like that. I don't know. I've got the 4K of 2001 and the Blu-ray, so I would have to check. Um, Christopher Nolan did the restoration in 2001. I have not seen. I don't know if I've seen it. Wait a minute, it's the 4K I got. But I like the 4K of 2001 looked amazing. Um, I thought Nolan was, if it was Nolan did that was on spot. That was like on point. So one, I'm guessing he doesn't know Criterion is around, or he just knows Criterion's around and he just thinks any other company doesn't matter. But here's the thing: there are like alternate versions of Nail Gun Massacre if you want to get it. But the fact that there's more out there, that there's a 4K of a Nail Gun Massacre, is not a bad thing. Like it's a good thing to have more options and more choice out there. Like right there, Jesse just mentioned, like I'm just happy that Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid is finally getting a 4K Blu-ray release. Isn't that amazing that we live in a world in a time that in the same week, Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid, classic, is getting a 4K remastered Blu-ray edition come out, right? And Nail Gun Massacre is getting a 4K UHD release. I don't know if we really ever had a time like this before. Because here's the thing. Back when physical media might have been more popular, per se, there were more titles at your local brick and mortar store. There were more options there, but they're often lesser. Uh, no features, no remastering. If it was remastered, it was sometimes dodgy remastering, was okay. If it was anything else that wasn't mainstream, it usually was put out by a lesser label, well, not so much a lesser label, but a label that didn't have the money to remaster or take care of it. And just were putting it for the love of it and to just get the films out there. Didn't miss too much monkey, but welcome, man. But we live in a time right now where Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid can come out on 4K and hit that like sweet spot for people. And Nail Gun Massacre can come out on 4K and also hit that sweet spot for people. So here we are in this amazingly wonderful period in media, physical media, where both are a thing, where we don't have to trade one off for the other. And I think every other time, even the most popular time of media sales, right? The most at its zenith, at its height, at the cultural zeitgeist of when it was selling like crazy, there was always a trade-off. There was always a trade-off. A bit of sneak peek into a video I'm doing, by the way, I've been working on, the state of physical media. You get a little sneak of that here, so hopefully come in and watch the video when I do it. So pre-date. But here's the thing. Why? Why now? Why is this happening right now? Why are we getting this? And didn't streaming kill physical media? Isn't physical media dead? Obviously not, right? Because unlike a lot of things, and unlike a lot of times, globalization helps when it comes to this. I love being able to go to a store and buy my movies, but it's not lost on me that now companies from all over the world can ship all over the world. And it's not a big deal. It's more commonplace. You can go on your computer, your phone, your tablet. You can go and buy the latest Umbrella release, Superman from Australia. You can be in Canada, you can be in the United States. If you really want it. You could look at the criterions that are out there. You could pre-order the criterions. You could look at the 88 film stuff from the UK. You could go into some of the websites. You go into a website and order a German media book for a Canadian movie like Pynn, which got a crappy DVD release. Even the Anchor Bay release wasn't very good. You can do that now, and you couldn't before. Smaller films can make bank on boutique sales rather than collect virtual dust. Exactly, on a streaming service. Had to be the perfect sad clown film that yeah, heartbreaking film, by the way. But it's a wonderful time because there is so much out there and there is so many options. So here's another thing that we had to worry about before. The day the clown cried. Thank you, Jesse. To go into a Walmart, to go into a Target or a big box store, there were to a Blockbuster, right? To get your movie into there, you had to hit certain criteria, right? Because there were certain movies they're like, nope, we're not doing that. We're not putting that in, right? We're not releasing that film. That's not going to go into our brick and mortar store. And if you didn't have that, isn't it cute? In the brick and mortar store, if the company couldn't put it onto those store shelves, a lot of those companies like No Shame and Maya and stuff like that, they went under. But now, right now, this very day, any company can work on like can come can make trying to make their way up. Uh, Vinegar Syndrome did it. It's it's an example. It's a good example of a company that came like kind of under from under and came up and did it and made a name for themselves. But we're at a time right now when companies can really do it. Radiance just popped out of nowhere, right? Radiance talked about it all the time now. Same as Radiance something that same level, getting to that like criterion level, as in like the people respect the releases that they put out, which is utterly amazing. And it leaves it open for like a wider berth of films. Because here you go, like a while back, the law came in, right? Over that, they were going to be able to like censor or delete or get rid of like Asian films. Was it Japan that did that? And do it retroactively. And you know what that did? That's literally kind of like put a hit a hit a fire, lit a fire under the butts of people that wanted to watch Asian cinema. And now, man, look, Asian cinema's everywhere. Like it's blowing up. It's definitely like become the major thing. And whether you live in the UK or Canada or the United States or Morocco, it's the ability's there to get titles and to be introduced not just to the local movie that came to your Cineplex, but to get films from all over the world. Introduce yourself to genres and areas and that you may not have been introduced to before. Claim the Cube is one I really want. Uh, oh no, I don't think. See, I think DVD was a great era for discovery of of films. But I think right now is a great era for discovery in general of cinema, of the whole medium. See, here's what I think. Streaming's replacing cable, and people are starting to realize streaming's more expensive than cable. People are always also starting to realize the other thing too. You know what happens with streaming? It's okay, but the movies don't stay on the streaming services. That being said, you can buy digital copies of films, and I don't care how you buy the film. I do care you buy it, like buy it if you can, to support the film. But as long as you got the film, you like it. I think they recently did like I think Heath tweeted out like Paramount's like was it Paramount or Columbia did 100 for 100 like digital sale. Now I want my movies physically because I've had movies digitally and I've like lost them. Sometimes because I've forgotten the passwords, other times because those services have gone down. But for me, I just like to have the physical copy because I want the features, I want all that. And that being said, I've come to a point now where I don't collect, I curate what I get. So whatever comes in my collection are things that I really truly want in my collection. It's a screen. Did you watch my Scream 7? Did you watch my 10 slasher underrated slasher video? Because if you didn't, I think you're gonna like it. Anyway, that's we got off into a tangent, and I gave away a snippet of what I'm talking about in my in a video that I'm making right now, State of Physical Media, and I looking forward to doing that. See, that's a smart thing to do. Yeah, no, I remember Movies Unlimited just had this massive friggin' like phone book like size like catalog, right? like you get like the video search Miami catalog would be like this big, right? And it'd be like, oh, but they have like a ton of movies on the inside and no descriptions, basically, almost no descriptions. Kind of nice glossy cover. Video search Miami would have like pictures, descriptions, posters. So Video Search Unlimited would have like, yeah, and it would be like size of a friggin' phone book. So if you're ever went to a comic shop, right, and picked up one of those like directs or those big comic things where it tells you all the comics coming out, it was, Movies Unlimited was like that. Had one of those big phone book type things. I didn't know they're still around actually, so I'm kind of surprised, but pleasantly surprised. But there's a ton of stuff that's coming out now, and let's hit on one thing before I go to bed, because I know that Shout Factory made some announcements, and I wanted to like just kind of go over something real quick before. Oh, there's a sale. I like the Robocop ones. If you like martial arts, there's a martial arts sale on Shout Factory right now. Let's see what it is. I'm curious. See how much of a sale it is. Kindle Orb is an amazing sale. All digital copies should be MP4 files. MP4, yeah. MKV is, I think a lot of the stuff that I see now is MKV, which tends to be like just for like it's higher, bigger size, so it's not as compressed. But because like MP4 is going to be what's like 2 to 6 gigs usually, and like an MKV you're looking at like sometimes 6, 8, 12 gigs depending on what's there. Like if there's like a menu and features and all that type of stuff. But that's geeky stuff that nobody wants to hear me talk about. All right, so what we got here, we'll go through these really quickly. We got TNT Jackson, Final Come Down, Savage, triple feature for $19.99. Blood Fist for $14.99, Don Dragon Wilson. Black Belt, which almost looks like the same picture on the cover, for $14.99. The Tai Long David Chiang, I apologize for my pronunciation ahead of time, set for $149. It's normally $169. That's okay. It's okay. The Jackie Chan Collection Volume 2 is $49, which is way down because that's like $90. I was good at using the line. Oh God, my better half actually used them. I was, back then I was so geeky, unlicensed. Okay, that I would not at that point use like LimeWire. I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it. I'm buying all my CDs. Yeah, I got over that, but but yeah, I missed out on a lot of the big. I just mentioned how excited I was for. This is Ryan from Disconnected, by the way. He has a company. Then let me guess. I want to get this right because I get so many things wrong when it comes to pronunciation and stuff like that. I want to get this right. So, Someone's Favorite Productions. That's Ryan's. That's the production company that Ryan kind of owns, co-owns. He works on a lot of television stuff, and like I said before, television had their best announcements for me, personally, last night. And one of the greats of all time is Nail Gun Massacre on 4K. I'm a massive fan of Nail Gun Massacre. Ryan, you should have got me on those features. I'm its biggest fan. But either way, it's a movie I'm going to own because it's amazing. And somebody like mentioned that Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid is coming out on Criterion 4K, right? And I said, what an amazing time. What a wonderfully beautiful time it is that you don't have a trade-off, right? That Nail Gun Massacre can come out on 4K. And Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid come out on 4K. One doesn't have to negate the other. Because back in the day, it did. Back in the day, when movies were selling like hotcakes, when movies were going crazy, you would get The mainstream stuff that would be packaged nicely and have features and look really cool and have all kinds of stuff in it, and anything else was relegated to the bargain bin or the lower prices and stuff like that. But nowadays we don't have to have that. That doesn't have to be a thing. Congratulations, man. I'm very proud of you. I am super proud of you. It, and it's a mind blowing time. I'm doing a video, not a live video, a pre-tape video, which might turn to live eventually, like a follow-up, live follow-up, and that's basically a state of physical media. And because I sat down around 2 mornings ago with my better half, and we get up at like I get up around like usually around 4:30 a.m. Because she's got to commute to work, so I'll get up before she does, make her coffee. We have our like coffee in the morning, sit down, and we'll chat about stuff and watch videos, stuff like that. So we're sitting down and we're talking about Umbrella and Super Mario Brothers because I'm a massive like fan of. It's not so much I'm a massive fan of Super Mario Brothers, which I am. Risky bit. Sometimes, right? You just gotta say fuck it, right? Um, Other times, but the thing, what I am a massive fan of is Max Headroom. I love Max Headroom. I used to have the VHS of the UK like pilot for Max Headroom, which was different from the ABC TV series Max Headroom. That was like 10 minutes into the future. Um, I used to, and I would rent it, and I would watch it over and over again. And it was so different from like there was like jarring differences from the ABC one. It was much more dystopian. There was like kind of a bit of a darker humor to it. But both of them were good. I like Max Headroom. I would eventually go at the TV series. But I was real disappointed that the UK thing wasn't on there. Anyway, this has a point. Don't worry, I'm not just rambling. And so those guys made Super Mario Brothers and the movie, like really not the new one, the older one, the ones like with Bob Hoskins and John Leguizamo, the kind of really crazy one. It's a bit of a mantra, and the fact that it can come out with like massive books of scripts and a book bit behind the scenes and like all this other stuff just blew my mind. And it was hitting me like, and so we started talking. We're like, it is such an incredible time. This is like, Hin looked over at me and she said, because she's way smarter than I am, 100%. He said, as far as like people worry about physical media and they worry about, oh, where's this going to go? Or I can't get it in my local store or something like that. He said, globalization may be, this is the one industry that's helped a lot because all of a sudden you don't have that barrier of a store to have to put your media in for people to buy it. You don't have that barrier of like, oh, if I don't get this in Blockbuster, I can't make money. I can't sell it. That's the key thing, is that you can't make, if you can't make money, if you can't sell your film, you know what's going to happen to your company? Your company's not going to be anymore. If there's no way to get revenue, if there's no source of revenue, you're gone. And for companies like No Shame and Maya and companies like that, I was just talking about those recently actually because they do a lot of Italian stuff, and so stuff that I wanted that 90% of it is like hasn't come out in other formats. We've had some Giallo stuff that has. Door into Darkness, the Argento series, still not out with a decent release. You still got to go look for the outprint My release. But we're at a point where we can buy stuff from all over the world, or we can go and order from the United States. We can order Nelga Massacre in 4K. Then we can turn around and order them from Australia, or we could go and pick up Inside from the UK. Go grab the prestige edition of, I mean, an American one from London, from France. Everything's at your fingertips now. And I know when you walk into your Walmart or you look into your Best Buy and you're like, oh no, it must be gone. It's not here. What a shame. Like, physical media is not here. That means it's gone for good. Or, oh, man, Amazon is, you know, it doesn't stock everything. Amazon is kind of like, and they do stock more than you would think, but still, they're going to have their stuff that they don't stock, or they're not going to stock. We get some weird people on this channel, but rarely though. But here's the thing. Here's the important thing. You may not be able to walk in all the time, get it in your head, but you can get it. And not only that, companies can live and survive and thrive in a way that they never could before. Where it's harder, where it gets a bit harder, is in films that are coming out now for the indie filmmaker. Because a lot of the streaming services just, you know, if they can deal with a Scorsese or Nolan or somebody like that, they're not going to care or do anything with an indie person. They're not going to take that chance. When you're lucky, you get a Mike Flanagan. Even the Mike Flanagan had to work his way up to become Mike Flanagan to get onto Netflix. But hey, Maddie, welcome, man. Like in the days of Trauma, and the days of the early full moon stuff, and the later Empire Picture stuff, it's really hard. So if you're a distribution company, if you're a boutique label, this is a great time to be a boutique label. If you're a filmmaker, it's harder. Watching Eggshells. Ah, nice. Cheers, man. Anyway, I've been on here longer than I expected to be, and longer than I wanted to be. This will be like a 10-minute video, because I was working on some editing over here. So I got to get back to it. Thank you so much for coming in, Ryan. By the way, thank you, Maddie. Thank you, everybody, except for that one person who just, yeah, there you go. You guys rock. Be sure to check out The Disconnected. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Also, make sure you're watching Reconnected, which is a show that he does every week, and it's on Thursdays. So, check it out. Look at his work that he's putting in right now with TerraVision and so many other companies. Reconnect in 70 minutes. There you go. Reconnect is coming out in 70 minutes. Make sure you check it out, guys. Because there's so much greatness that is coming out there right now. That's amazing. It's freaking amazing. What a great time. I'm having a wonderful time. And that's the way you do it, guys. You lived your best life. That's what you do. And when you live your best life, you know what? Nothing else brings you down. See you later. Have a great night. And we will talk soon. Thank you. See you soon, guys. Have a wonderful evening.